like a lava lamp.
It is like a lava lamp.
And when you have friends and family over and they can go, what the heck is that? Be like, that's my Flintstones gummy vitamin. Just do it.
We gotta come up with our own tagline.
Yo,
That's not gonna work.
what's up, guys? Welcome back to the homestead. The best we got for you. Today we are making medicine.
A supercharged immune system booster.
Yes, it's also good for your heart and cholesterol. Today we are making garlic infused honey, or is it honey infused garlic? We are making honey and garlic in a jar. This is going to be a live food. This is a ferment. This is not, it's a live food. The longer it goes, the better. What we've done, what did you do already this morning while I was editing?
I peeled all the garlic.
And how much garlic is this?
I have no idea.
Just peel your garlic.
I just peeled. I figured we would make a quart size thing of garlic honey. I already sterilized that jar. You don't necessarily have to,
because this is antibacterial, antimicrobial,
antiviral,
antifungal.
However, I always like to start with a sterilized jar.
And this garlic is fresh.
Oh God.
Spicy. Delicious.
So we've been wanting to do this probably for
years.
Yeah,
and
for
we
a
should
while
have started
now.
it years ago.
Yeah, you really should have.
The sooner you start it, the better. Because as it sits, it's good for you and it can do the same things, but the longer it sits, the better it gets.
This is just to help. You can use it in lots of things. You can take that garlic and honey once it's fermented. You can put it on bread, on rolls, on toast. You can make salad dressings out of it. And then you can also just take it raw. And when you take it raw, okay, let's get the garlic in the freaking jar. Nothing special.
Butts are still on it, some of them. Just the paper's gone.
Just the papers.
Save your papers.
What do we do with those?
We roll them real tight. Put them in the freezer, and we use them for garbage broth. Or like I did the other day when I made my chicken, when I made my brine, instead of putting a bunch of seasonings and stuff in it, I just put garbage in it. Garbage from all the veggies, and it makes a beautiful brine.
Yep.
Like a broth.
Like a veggie broth.
So this is exactly what it says. This is local. You want to use local if you can, especially for people with allergies.
And raw. It's gotta be raw honey.
And raw. It doesn't have to be, but it very well should be. If all you can get is crappy Walmart honey, then do it. If that's all you can do, it's still better than doing nothing. Again, don't let people shame you into thinking you can't do things just because you're not doing it correct. What you don't want to use is the honey that they sell, that they manufacture, that they make. So look at the back of the bottle and make sure that it's actually honey, because there is some honey that is made. You don't want to use that. You do want to use honey. Real honey that comes from bees. If it's raw and unprocessed, it's even better. If it's local, it's even better, better, better. Here we go.
So what you want to do is make sure that you have all of that garlic covered. I don't know if you're going to have to use that whole thing. Probably not.
Oh my gosh, I wish you guys could smell it. It smells amazing. tap it. And what you want to do is get your air bubbles out because you want it to go down there. And we're actually going to shake it here in a second. But
you can see right here, it's not. It's getting there.
And you'll see, I'll insert a picture here, that as it sits, the longer it sits, this will get thinner and waterier and blacker. It'll turn darker and it'll look disgusting.
And that's when you use it.
The longer it sits, the better it gets.
Yep.
And the sharpness, bitterness, and the spiciness of the garlic does mellow out. And it's not quite as gross as one may think when they think of honey and garlic together. It's actually very good. All right.
So we're going to put the lid on relatively tight now because we're going to tip it upside down so we can get everything evenly coated. So then when we're done, we want to make sure that we loosen that lid because this is a ferment, and ferment produces gas. And you don't want your sticky honey garlic mess exploding because that would just be wrong. That's so cool.
Might have to add a little more.
Yep, I think so too. You want to have a decent amount of space above the garlic.
Because that's the good stuff.
Well, yeah, and you want the garlic to be covered. So we could put a weight down to hold it down, I guess. I didn't think we were going to need it all, but I guess so.
Might as well.
Yeah.
So this, much like fire cider, is stuff that our grandparents and their grandparents used to do because nature does provide a very good source of everything that we need, our bodies, to heal itself and stay healthy as a preventative and otherwise. This is a great alternative to elderberries and elderberry syrup if you don't have your access to that. This is something simple and easy that you could very easily get your hands on from stuff at the grocery store or farmer's market.
Yeah, your local farmer's market.
To make
CSA.
Something that will keep you and your family healthy for a very long time to come.
The garlic's just floating in it now. So we're gonna want to shake this up every day or so for a couple weeks.
So this goes on to protect the lid. This goes on to keep the lid. There you go.
Don't leave the lid on very tight. You gotta make sure you crack it just a little bit because it is a ferment and you don't want to explode your honey and garlic everywhere because that would be a horrific mess.
It's like a lava lamp.
It is like a lava lamp.
And above else, it's just pretty. And when you have friends and family over and they can go, "What the heck is that?" Be like, "That's my Flintstones gummy vitamin."
So the taste after a while definitely subdues and the garlic becomes much, much milder. And then the honey, with the honey infused. And you can use just the honey, you can use the garlic, you can use both. They tell you that for immune support, it's great to take like a clove a day.
And an empty stomach in the morning.
All those types of things.
This is something that you can do. It's super easy. It's stuff you probably already have on hand. You don't have to make a giant jar of it. But it's easy. And it's so freaking good for you. So...
yeah, and some people like take it and they'll cut it into chunks, the garlic, and some people will mince the garlic and put it into the honey, kind of like make a paste out of it. I'm told that if you leave the garlic cloves whole, it has more medicinal qualities to it because it holds its oils better. But I don't know. But that's just the way we're doing it this time.
Science!
Keeping it whole.
Keeping it whole and wholesome.
Whole and whole. So go out and get yourself some garlic.
Yes. Go out and get yourself some garlic. Go out and get, obviously organic is better, but if you can't get organic, then get whatever you can. It doesn't matter. Go out and get yourself some honey. Local wildflower honey is best, or local honey in general is best. Raw, unpasteurized is best. If you can't get that, just make sure it's real honey, not manufactured. Put it in a jar and put it away. Like,
forget about it.
Just do it. Anything else?
That's it.
That's it. Okay. Stay tuned. We've got things that we're doing over here with garlic scapes that came from the garden. That was our rooster. Stay tuned. We've got stuff coming from the garden that we are going to have to start processing because we got a lot of garden going on and not a plan yet. So it's going to be exciting. What else? There's something else we were going to do today. Was that it? Oh, we got more kimchi coming.
More kimchi, sauerkraut.
We got over there. We've started food prepping, which you guys should start too. We're not going to get into that right now, but every time you go to the grocery store, buy something extra, put it away.
That's right.
I forgot one very important step. Label it. Put the date on it. Put the date that you made it on there. And label it, because when these things start turning and climbing out of their jars and the homestead pantry apocalypse happens, you're going to want to know what you're fighting. So label it and put your date on it.
So, people have concerns about fermenting and botulism, especially with raw honey. So, can we explain a little bit about how to remedy that concern? When you have your garlic and honey, honey has a pH of probably around 3.9, depending on where you get your localized honey. Botulism has to thrive in an environment that has a pH of, I believe, 4.6 and above. So the honey is considered an acid. So it does not promote a very good breeding ground for any sort of botulism. Especially because fermentation process. Exactly. Especially with the fermentation process. Now, you can get pH strips and you can test your garlic honey. And
you're worried about it.
If you're worried about it. Or you can always add a splash of apple cider vinegar, and if your pH is too high, add a splash of apple cider vinegar. That'll bring the acidity level, the pH level down. And that way you can safely eat this.
Yes.
But because honey is so acidic, it shouldn't be any issue whatsoever. Say that you should not give unpasteurized honey to children under 1 year. And that's just in general. So no garlic and honey for children under 1 year.
No. And another thing is, don't freak out when this garlic starts turning funky colors.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very common for you to see the garlic turn blue or green or funky, and that's just normal. And you don't have to throw anything out. It's still good. It's just a normal process of
just the reaction.
The reaction that happens. So if it doesn't look all, pretty like a magazine, then that just means it's real food. So
right.
Don't worry about that.
So just remember to try and turn it over. Tighten your lid, turn it over. And then we'll take a picture in a couple days, or we'll get back on here and show you the bubbles that are coming up from the ferment. So the ferment process is starting because the garlic is going to release some of the oils, and the oil mixed in with the honey begins the fermenting process. So the honey is going to essentially get thinner, and it will thin out, and then the garlic will be able to use.
Yes, and you can eat it at any time. We can eat it now, but it's just going to taste like garlic and honey.
Yeah, it is. It's going to be too potent.
They generally say to wait about a month before you really start to get those benefits that are compounded, but you can start using it immediately if you need to. And people have had it stored for 1, 2, sometimes longer years, and it's just fine. It's just the only thing that's going to change is going to be the consistency and the color. And it's going to look terrible, but it's what it's supposed to look like.
Right.
Think about the black tar stuff from back in the day that they used to give as medicine. Like, it's not... It was probably made from this, actually. Probably. Now that I'm thinking about it.
I wouldn't doubt it.
Probably. That's what they did back in the day.
Well, maybe. I mean, I don't know.
Of course they did.
Okay. All right.
They would give babies. I'm going to edit that out. But they would, they would rub it on their gums and stuff.
Okay. I thought maybe they gave, like, rum or whiskey to babies to rub on their gums. Not.
That was after they outlawed it. And you do not want a closed jar. Even if your lid is loose. Why don't we put the nipple on here?
We could put the nipple on there, but I don't know if we have any nipples that are... I think our nipples are wide mouth, and all of our jars right now are not.
Wide mouth nipples. Put a plate under it. That's a helpful hint. Put a plate under...
Yeah, you can put it in like a
just
little
in case.
low like pie plate or something to keep it.
Or a bowl. Look at this. Boom. And that way if anything bubbles out, we got it. Doesn't make a mess.
That's it.
And I guess that's it. We'll give you very soon an update on the garden and everything going on out there. We'll do a garden tour and the animals. You guys have to meet some of the new animals. Anyway, we will see you soon.